have one more question my dad wanted me to ask you. He said, would you still be a white supremacist if you were in a more diverse work field?
So do you think I'm a white supremacist?
I have no idea if you're a white supremacist. My dad has watched a lot of you. He said if you weren't out here preaching hate and working on your three-pointers, do you think you would probably be better at that?
Yeah, I'm not even going to justify. You should be ashamed of your father.
What's up YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. Today guys, we're back here with a new video. Today we're going to be checking out Charlie Kirk hates college students with a reality check. This is going to be amazing to check out. According to Charlie Kirk, because he loves kicking us. Out of sex video out, you guys. Let's get right to today's video, guys.
Before I begin, Charlie, might I say it's an honor to meet you. After like hearing about you for maybe like 5 years growing up, and like hearing all the negativity about you, I'm like, it's an honor to be here to get to meet you, because I've always been a believer in like listening to what other people have to say. And I just want to ask you a question. Do you like the new name for the body of water that was formerly called the Gulf of Mexico? Oh.
The Gulf of America.
The Gulf of America.
All right. All right. Do you also agree with the renaming of the mountain in Alaska that is known as either Mount McKinley or Denali? Do you agree of Donald Trump's renaming of, or I should say President Trump's renaming of that back to Mount McKinley?
I'm generally sympathetic. I can see where you're probably going with this line of questioning, and we'll see how astute you are.
No, I'm just curious to see what your opinion is.
No, that's fine. There's
it's a name, any.
No, it's okay. There's a third question
it.
you could ask that would be pretty smart, but go ahead.
It's a name. A name's a name. I'm planning on becoming a teacher, so.
No, it's fine. Maybe you're not going there. That's fine.
Yeah. If it says Gulf of America, I'll play Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico, just
Yep.
the Gulf, whatever it is. It's a name's a name. I'm sure you here in Oklahoma probably still call what is now today Hurricane Harbor. I'm sure some of y'all still call it Whitewater Bay. So, a name's a name. I was just curious about that. Your opinion on that. It's a pleasure to meet you, Charlie, and
Okay, thank
I'm
you.
glad that I could come out to meet you.
Thank you. Let me just say one thing. A name is a name, but name should reflect meaning. And so if a name fails to reflect meaning, then that name should be either reconsidered or brought back to the root. Many of our ancestors, their last name would actually be either their profession or the tribe that they were part of. For example,
Yes,
Abraham.
That's my last name. My last name translates to free person in Czech.
Oh, well, very good. So Abraham means father of nations. Moses, for example, means out of the water or redeemer. Jacob means by the heel because he was born literally by the heel or usurper. Isaac means laugh because Sarah laughed at the idea of having him. So names actually used to really mean something, and I love this idea of bringing naming back to meaning. It's not just semantics. Semantics literally means meaning in its original Greek. Thank you very much.
I appreciate
Thoughtful
it, Charlie.
question.
Congrats,
Thank you.
Wyatt.
Hi, Charlie. Is it okay if I record this for myself? Okay.
Of course you can, yeah.
So, my name is Jacob Norwood. I'm a junior in high school, and I have a lot of friends who are born from illegal immigrants. And I was wondering if you agreed with the abolishment of the 14th Amendment, which allows birthright citizenship.
Yes, I do. I don't think it's going to hold up, but I do believe that the 14th Amendment was not intended for anchor babies, correct?
Well, I thought it was intended because people who would be brought over here during slavery, and then their children would then have birthright citizenship, and that was kind of the point.
Slaves were granted citizenship, though.
They were granted citizenship after they were brought here forcibly, and then...
Yeah, but then the kids of citizens are kids, though.
Are
citizens.
What is the difference in immigrants 100 years ago coming here and having children here to immigrants coming here illegally now?
Well, slaves are a completely different moral category than someone who breaks into your country, right?
Okay, what about Chinese immigrants 100 years ago coming here illegally?
I think it should have been wrong then, and it's wrong now, for sure,
Yeah.
both.
But then why would people
It's
agree
been
with
tried.
it?
I mean, we've tried to get rid of this for quite
Why
some time.
agree with it then, though? Like, what's changed?
What do you mean, why agree with it? What do you mean
What's
by that?
changed now?
Well, we're revisiting the actual text of the 14th Amendment. I mean, and nothing's necessarily changed except we think the interpretation has been wrong because it says all persons. It's not clear whether or not that means children of U.S. citizens or if it means a foreigner that just gets on a plane who's pregnant and their kid magically gets a U.S. birth certificate. We are one of the only countries in the industrialized world that has birthright citizenship, one of the few. And so, for example, there are tens of thousands of babies born every single year in America of women from China or from Vietnam that get pregnant in Vietnam and China. At about 7 months, they get on a plane, they land and have their baby in America, and that baby gets a U.S. citizenship. I think that's insane. I think it's crazy that you can get on a plane, be pregnant from another country and be a citizen from another country, come here, and then your kid all of a sudden becomes a U.S. citizen. It first of all cuts in line and it dilutes the meaning of U.S. citizenship.
I still don't agree with you, but I know there's not a way I can change your mind.
It's all good. Thank you.
I did actually, I have one more question my dad wanted me to ask you. He said, would you still be a white supremacist if you were in a more diverse work field?
So do you think I'm a white supremacist?
I have no idea if you're a white supremacist. My dad has watched a lot of you. He said if you weren't out here preaching hate and working on your three-pointers,
no, that's disrespectful.
you think you'd probably be better at that?
Yeah, I'm not even going to justify. You should be ashamed of your father.
I'm definitely not. My father's an amazing man.
Yeah.
He cares about American citizens.
Your father
and all
peddles
of their rights.
lies. I'm not a white supremacist. Honestly, shame on him. For someone that runs an organization called Blexit, do you even know what Blexit is?
I do not.
It's literally, we employ 40 black Americans that work in Atlanta, Chicago, and Philadelphia, trying to improve the well-being of inner-city black America. What has your father ever done for inner-city black America other than call me a white supremacist? And by the way, secondly, it's just so ridiculous. It's like it's
black
somehow
people for your companies or whatever you do does not make you a white supremacist.
What is a white supremacist?
A white supremacist is somebody who takes advantage and believes that they are higher than everybody else.
Do I believe that?
I have no idea.
Okay, exactly. And so there's no evidence whatsoever, and yet people go around sloppily saying, you're a racist, you're a white supremacist. It is so destructive to our dialogue. It's destructive to us coming together as a country, and there's nothing to support it whatsoever. So thank you for your time, and shame on your father for peddling that crap.
Big shame.
Okay. Well, first off, I just want to say thank you so much for coming to our city today. It means a lot from, I know, a lot of my peers, but also me as well. I kind of don't have a question for you, more of words of advice. As someone who's fixing to graduate college, I've been studying political journalism. It's been, ever since I was a little girl, that's been my main goal, is to become a political journalism. I just scored an internship, actually, to start off with, shadowing political journalists and everything. And I was super excited for it. I thought it was going to be my start to my journey of success. When I have come to find out majority of my peers and mentors or people I even looked up to in the office that I work at in the news station, they have told me since I am a Christian young woman that I probably won't succeed. And as someone who I've spent my whole life researching, dedicating my life to studying this, it's been very hard for me to continue to want to go into this field when I keep getting put down by the people that I look up to. So I kind of just wanted to ask you, like, I know you see so much and you read so much about yourself. Like, what keeps you to keep going and gave you that motivation to keep speaking your truth with your morals?
Yeah, it's a great question. First of all, you will succeed in journalism if you just outwork the other people. Secondly, there's a lot of these journalists, they're not going to have jobs in 5 to 10 years. I mean, media is changing in real time. My advice to you is, first and foremost, there's a ton of communication directors' jobs for senators and congressmen. There's local news stations and more conservative ownership. You'll figure that out.
Yeah.
You have to silence and mute the noise and know what you are good at and follow your skill regardless what people are saying, and then say yes to every single opportunity. If you outwork everybody as an intern, that will be noticed. That will then be rewarded, regardless of your political affiliation. And honestly, all that opposition should only make you want to fight harder, will make you stronger, and will make you a better person in your career in the future. So God bless you.
Thank you so much, Charlie. It
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I am a student at the University of Central Oklahoma. I have a liberal family, and it's not always easy, but I was going to ask you about immigration. So I know that we don't have an obligation to help Mexico, but is there incentives to help Mexico to make America better? And if so, what policies that we can support that would help that?
Yeah, that's a good question. The first way that we could help Mexico is probably the most controversial, which is to eliminate the drug cartels. And that is very controversial because that would take military action. And President Trump has played around with this idea. I have no idea what he's going to do. Mexico is basically controlled by 9 families. and most importantly, the Sinaloa drug cartel, which you guys might think that that's a foreign, distant problem. Almost everybody in this audience has probably lost a friend to fentanyl or somebody that deals with hard drug use. Almost all of that is produced by the Sinaloa drug cartel and is trafficked right up into communities in Oklahoma all across the state. So the best way we could help Mexico is not through giving them money or just cash. We've given them hundreds of billions of dollars over the last 30 years. The best thing I think we could do is targeted military strikes against the Sinaloa drug cartel and liberate them from their current captivity. Secondly, though, they're actively hurting our country. And that's the first question we got from the guy is, what do you mean you're being invaded? We are in an active, hostile, combatant conflict with the Sinaloa drug cartel. What do you call it when 100,000 of your own people die of drug overdosing, of foreign-made drugs that are being purposefully pumped into your communities? That's a poisoning of the country.
Yeah.
And yes, everyone has agency and they make decisions, but they make it, first and foremost, a lot of people overdose now on drugs thinking they're taking a much lower level recreational drug that is laced with fentanyl. Now, you shouldn't do any drugs, guys, obviously, but unfortunately, we are seeing the intentional destruction, especially of working age young men in this country. The drug epidemic disproportionately is taking out young men in this country. And so that's what I think we should do to try to help Mexico.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm totally against guns, but I understand the reason why some people need guns, and we can both agree that the wrong people get guns in their hands. But in some states, you don't need a background check for some guns. My question is, what law do you think should be passed to prevent the wrong people from getting guns?
It's a good question. Let me ask you where you're coming from. Do you believe owning a gun is a right or a privilege?
I think it's a privilege.
You're
So
right.
I think it's a right, and that's okay. Let me tell you why. I believe the right for a free people to be able to defend their family from foes, be able to defend their family from government potentially coming after them, is a right given to them by our Creator. It's not given by government. You do not have a free society if you can't have an armed society. That's just definitionally true. So, but let me ask you a question as far as the laws, just so we could, think more clearly about this. You say you're against guns. Why does it make sense then that we guard our sports stadiums and our banks and our airports with guns? Are you against guns as a technology, or are you against the people that use guns for evil?
The people that use guns for evil.
Right. So maybe it's much more of a brokenness of humanity problem or a sin problem, not the actual tool itself.
My question was, what are the laws you
Yeah,
pass?
so the laws, we already have federal laws on the books. We do have, federal background checks that are not always enforced. But honestly, I think we should have less gun laws, not more. I know people disagree with this, but I'd love to get your response because it's a right. People should be able to protect themselves as they see fit. In states that generally have more guns, not less guns, like Houston, yes, you do have some more gun deaths amongst inner city gangs, but violent crime tends to go down. And so I don't want to disarm peaceful, law-abiding people just because some people abuse that tool or that technology. And so when you look at gun deaths in this country, there are 30,000 gun deaths a year. 2/3 of them are death by suicide. Okay, so that number shouldn't even been in there. The vast majority of the gun deaths that are related, that are the ones in the remainder, are individuals in gangs and inner cities that use guns in kind of gang violence. So really quickly, what is your issue with guns in America?
I think it's pretty easy for anyone to get a gun, and that's kind of a problem.
Okay. We just disagree. I think that you should be able to own a firearm and protect yourself. The minute that the government over-involves itself in the selection process of who can own guns and who can own firearms, we start to run into major issues. We will cease to be a free people if we are not an armed citizenry.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
This was very, very interesting to watch. I love the entire video. The first person who came over there was talking about name is a name. Name has to have meaning. If not, a name is not a name. A name is very important. That's why people try to sacrifice a lot for their family name to be very relevant. You understand? The second guy who came here and said his dad said Charlie Kirk is a white supremacist. Like, it's crazy hearing that from there, because Charlie is not simple like that. Charlie is someone who has the better interests of black people at heart. he employs a lot of black people, and aside that, he's not a racist. According to that guy's definition, is someone who feels like he's above every other person, which is bullshit. What his dad also trying to say is that Charlie is a racist. You understand? Which is not true. You understand? Charlie is trying to fight against racism as a whole. And so that's why he has that show called DEI. He talks about DEI, talked about CRT, about issuing black homes. You think he does say all that just for saying that? He says that because he wants the black family to be put right. He talks about lack of fathers in the home. He wants black families to be much better. Charlie is not a white supremacist. He does not feel like he's better than everyone. If you watch all his videos, you will know that for yourself. If you watch a lot of his videos, you will know that. You already know who his type of person. You understand? So that itself does not count. Then this guy who talks about gun control, like, I feel like gun itself is very necessary. If you have gotten to the extent of you feeling helpless, you know the essence of gun, having a gun in your house. When you feel like you don't have control over something again. It's not like using gun in a hurtful way, going to kill someone is bad. I don't support that. Like in terms of like you defending yourself, you ability to like be confident that if anything is to happen, a burglar is to come to your house or something, someone is come to assault you, or someone is threatening your life, you have something to defend yourself with before the real cops show up. If you have something to defend yourself with, you will be very happy and feel like you are kind of like safe or like you are helpless. The person who's coming to your house to steal or do something might be with a weapon. And you, the only thing you have is probably a kitchen knife, which might not be enough for someone who has a gun. So you having your own gun, even if it's a handgun, you understand? It's something. It will help you defend yourself before the person can actually shoot at you. Do you understand? You won't feel helpless. The sense of feeling helpless is terrible, guys. I'm telling you guys. Maybe some people have not experienced it, but it is terrible. So this guy coming out and saying guns, to get guns easy and stuff like that, he does not support gun, people owning a gun. Like, it's bullshit. I fully support it. Comment down below what you think about this video. Give us a thumbs up. Share this video to as many as you can. Subscribe to our channel, guys. The entire student who came over here, I love how respectful they were. That is number one. I love how respectful Charlie was towards them. The entire video was actually beautiful to watch, and I actually like learned from inside. It's very, very beautiful. As I said before, beautiful to watch. You can actually get some sense from inside. Subscribe to our channel, guys. Give us a thumbs up. Share this video to as many as you can, guys. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe.